8 conditions for possessing spiritual thinking. Xiefeng. Spiritual thinking actually means having no thinking, but making judgments and decisions quickly based on the first impulse of the heart. There is no thinking involved in this process, because once you start thinking, it is easy for your knowledge, experience, and rational thinking to deny the first impulse of your heart and separate you from spirituality. How to characterize, define, and reveal spiritual thinking. It is actually difficult. The worry is that once it is characterized and defined, it will lose its originality, and the magnificent and vast beauty will be limited in the prison of wisdom. Therefore, I am just drawing a rough outline based on my own practical experience. Each person needs to comprehend and practice it on their own. For me, the turning point of my life was a strange car accident. The first thought that came to my mind after I got out of the car and saw the scene of the accident was, God saved me. God saved me is the result of spiritual thinking. There is no need for analysis, logical thinking. It is an ironclad fact and revelation. 3 days after the accident, a Portuguese couple came to my door and said they wanted to teach me about the Bible. I immediately realized that it is the greatest creator who saved me. Therefore, my faith in the greatest creator comes from the depths of my soul. It is in my bones. Therefore, the conclusion I draw is that my life ended in that car accident. The greatest creator saved me, and from then on, my life no longer belonged to myself, but to the greatest creator. I live for the greatest creator, and this is the result of spiritual thinking. Since then, my life has turned from the path of being ambitious and wanting to start a multinational corporation to the path of seeking the true meaning of life and existence. As a result, my mind is constantly filled with mysteries that have never before appeared or been described in human history, such as the origins of the universe, life and human beings, 36 dimensional spaces, 20 collective worlds, which I used to refer to as parallel worlds, but which are actually collective in nature, the classification of people, the 8 levels of thinking, and the 8 characteristics of the Tao. I don't need to think about them. I just open my computer and type out what is in my mind on the keyboard. Most Chanyuan celestials have experienced life in the second home. That lifestyle is unprecedented in human history. It is a replica of the 1,000-year world of heaven. What needs to be considered now is that, not to mention the many peculiarities in my theories, just the heavenly life I created in practice is enough to prove the wonders of spiritual thinking. Chanyuan celestials who have lived with me know that despite writing and doing so much, I always completed everything in a relaxed and happy atmosphere and state. Why was I able to complete a huge amount of work so easily? There is no mystery. It is simply relying on spiritual thinking without needing to use your brain. Based on my personal experience and understanding, I will give a brief overview of spiritual thinking. To attain spiritual thinking, one must let God occupy their body, mind, and spirit. One must be in a state of emptiness, free from any attachment or obsession. One must act without intention, free from desire or purpose. One must constantly be in a state of death, meaning that they have placed themselves in a state of surrender. One must always be truthful and genuine, without any element of falsehood. If there is even the slightest bit of insincerity in what one says or does, the spiritual edifice will crumble. One must never be in a hurry or become agitated and should take things as they come, associate with others by following naturally come-and-go relations, act in accordance with your natures, and take advantage of opportunities that arise and without joy or sorrow. One should be unselfish and selfless, without attachment to either self or others or to any particular ideology or doctrine, and let events unfold naturally without seeking gain or avoiding loss. One must attain a state of possessing nothing, without controlling or possessing anything, including people. If a person's body, mind, spirit, and soul are in the above 8 states, then they are a spiritual thinker. However, if one has even the slightest bit of self-interest or desire, they cannot enter a state of spiritual thinking.